Okay, so I'm recording now, so you can watch it after. And tell me, maybe you can, we will wait another moment for the other students. And while we wait, maybe you can tell me about your day yesterday.
We can guess one person will join after now. Will join now.
Okay.
And one absent today.
One is absent. Who is absent today?
Miss Kate.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and Miss Daisy will join now.
Okay. Well, I hope everything is okay with Miss Kate.
She has planned go to abroad, so now she quite busy today.
Oh, she's taking a trip.
Yes, maybe she will live as Australia.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So how was your day yesterday? What did you do yesterday? Did you work?
Yes, I go to work like the other day.
And you went to work and then you returned home?
Yes.
At what time did you return home?
I will making a dinner for my family. And then at 8 p.m. I will practice English every day.
Every day?
Yes.
Oh my.
I don't have time to take care of myself from I learn English every day in the evening.
I see. I try to study every day Vietnamese, but sometimes I don't. I don't study. I study maybe something else. Because I like to study many things, and there's not enough time to study everything.
Yes.
And how about you, Viola? What did you do yesterday?
It's just a day like the other day. I went to work, and after that, I come back my home and learn English. Learn English. I often learn English in the afternoon in my company. And I spent all night for my child.
Oh, all night.
Yes. I have a child. So she is of about a month because of corona. So I have to she was my mother looks after her.
Oh, I see.
So I have to look after her every night.
I see.
So I have to learn English at noon at my company.
Oh, so maybe you don't sleep too much. Sometimes.
Yes.
I see. And how about you, Olivia? How was your day?
Yes.
How was your day yesterday? Did you go to work?
Yes. I went to work, and then go back home and have dinner. After learn English.
I see. And how many hours do you study English? How long do you spend studying? You study every day?
About 2 hours today,
Oh, wow.
hour every day.
That's a lot. That's great.
Yeah. Yes.
And how about you, Daisy? How was your day?
I had a day off today, so yesterday I was very busy at work. I finished work at even 7 p.m. and was very tired. But okay, I have a day off today.
That's nice. Yeah. You will study English today?
Yes.
I see.
Sure.
I see.
I'm not sure.
Many times, so when we say, is it more common in English to say that, like, today I will study English, or yesterday I studied English, rather than learned? So a lot of times you say, yesterday I learned Vietnamese, or yesterday I learned English. But many times it's more common to say, yesterday I studied.
Yeah.
I studied English yesterday. But you can say learn too. I understand. But it's more common. If you asked me, if you said, Chris, what did you do yesterday? Oh, I would say, yesterday I studied Vietnamese, or I studied math, or I studied this, and
Yes, I see.
it's just more common way that we say it. And did I sent you, I think, some exercises on practicing the sentences? Did you get those exercises? I wrote some different sentences, like yesterday I woke up at 4:30 a.m. or yesterday I wake up at 4:30 a.m. Did you get those sentences? I think I maybe sent them to you in email, or maybe I sent them Facebook.
Yeah, you can write in a group chat.
Oh, okay. Maybe I sent them to the other group. I'll send them to you also. It's
Okay.
just for more practice.
Yes.
If you have time.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe we can start with the homework today. So everybody can write one question to ask the person who is speaking. So if Viola talks about smile, if she likes to smile, then you all will write one question to ask Viola when she is finished speaking. Okay, so this way we will be actively listening to Viola.
Yes.
Okay, so everybody will write one question for her now. So we will ask Viola now a question about, does she like to smile? And if she can talk to us about that. So maybe you can tell us, Viola, do you like to smile? Viola?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you like to smile?
Yes, I do. I think I'm prettier when I smile. I always start my presentation with a smile because that makes me feel more confident.
I see.
Yes, and smile can take away my troubles.
Okay.
And that can help me to get a good impression from others, especially at the first sight.
The first time you meet somebody?
Yes.
You make a good first impression.
Yes, with smiling.
By smiling.
By smiling, yes.
I see. And I guess there is actually an explanation that it's really true that when you smile, you feel happier because of how the brain works. Because when you smile, there is a chemical in your brain that is released and makes you feel better just by smiling. So it actually is, there is, you would say, a physiological process in your brain. So in your body, there is a real explanation as to why you feel better. So it's really true. It's not just something you think. It's actually really something that happens in your brain, in your mind. Like when people maybe drink alcohol, you know, sometimes people feel happy when they drink alcohol. And there's a reason for that in the brain, in your mind, or maybe when people eat food that they like. There is a reason in your brain that you like this food, because your brain releases a chemical that makes you feel good, makes you feel happy. So this is the same with smiling. When we smile, our brain releases a chemical that makes us feel happy and feel good. Okay, and how about you, Daisy? Do you like to smile?
Yes, I do like to smile because I think people just most of the time people will smile when they feel funny or happy, and I feel like joy, amusement spread through my body, and I feel very stressed or something, or happy. And I think this smile is a very magical way that you smile at the first time you meet other people. You just need to smile, and then it will smile back. And then this is a very easy way to start conversation. So I really like to smile.
Yeah, so you mentioned also about first impression. When you meet somebody for the first time and you make a nice first impression. And I think first impressions are important when you meet somebody, because they will try to think about who you are. Are you a friendly person or not friendly? Are you somebody they will like? And they will have an idea about who you are from when they first meet you. And
Yes.
but you know, I think it's also important not only for a first impression when you meet somebody, but also when you leave a conversation. Like maybe if you're talking to somebody, many times people will remember the very end of your talk. Yeah, so like how did they feel at the very end? So maybe if we are talking with each other for maybe 20 minutes, and we might have a very good positive conversation and be very happy, but maybe at the end of the conversation, after 20 minutes, the last thing we do is we say something that makes us not very happy. Then you will leave our conversation not so happy, right? You will remember more the last thing that we said. And I think the opposite is true as well. If we have a conversation and you are not very happy, but then at the very end, you become happy. You know, we say something that makes you happy.
Yeah.
Then you leave the conversation feeling happy. Even though the whole time we talked, you were not very happy. But at the very end, you became happy. You know, I said something nice and you said, oh, this makes me happy. Then you leave the conversation happy. So,
Yeah. Thanks for your tip.
So like at the very beginning, it's very important when you first meet somebody, and I think many times after is also at the very end of the conversation very important. It almost seemed like the middle of the conversation is not so important. What we talk about in the middle, we don't remember so much maybe. Okay, and maybe Olivia, how do you like to smile?
Yes, I do.
When do you like to smile?
I smile
when you meet new people?
When I smile when I feel happy.
You smile when you feel happy, okay?
When I watching entertainment.
When you are watching a funny TV show?
Yes. When I met my family and my friend.
Okay, you are happy when you meet your family and see your friends.
Yeah.
I see. And do you smile when you meet people for the first time?
Yes.
Okay. And maybe Kao, you can tell us about when you smile, when you like to smile.
Let me think. I will smile when I meet people for the first time, and when I watching a hilarious movie or talking with funny mood with new people or with my friend, I will smile.
And you feel it makes it makes you feel good and happy when you smile.
Yes, it makes me feel good and happy when I smile.
And do you like to take, do you smile when people take photos of you?
Yes, I always smile when people take picture for me.
I see.
I think I will see myself on photo smiling because I look cool, pretty.
I see. So sometimes, you know, people don't smile so much when they have their photo taken. Sometimes, you know, they don't smile. And I had a younger sister, and she doesn't like to smile much for photos. And
Yes.
I think because she, you know, sometimes people, they don't like the way their smile looks, maybe, and they feel embarrassed or something. They feel like they don't have a nice smile, so they don't like to smile. Yeah.
Yes, I think some people like that because when they smile, they feel like it's stupid or like not good.
Yeah.
Or like or like not pretty like they want. so they don't
Yeah.
smile in the picture.
Yeah, so maybe instead of feeling happy, they feel sad maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's too bad. Many people have a nice smile. I think everybody
Yes,
has a nice smile, really, you know?
yeah,
Do you
yes.
know anybody that has a bad smile? I don't.
No, I don't think that. I think every people will smile beautiful when they smile.
I think so.
And I think they will happy or funny when they smile.
Yeah.
But some people don't confident when they smile, so they don't smile.
Yeah, and I think everybody it looks better when they smile, and they make other people happy when they smile.
Yes.
So it's nice for everybody to smile.
Yes, and I try to smile every day. It makes me real happy.
You feel good. Yeah. Okay, and how about you, Viola? Do you like to smile for photos?
Yes, I want to be more beautiful in my pictures. So I want to smile when others take pictures of me. But however, if I know that someone take pictures of me without my permission, I don't like. So I won't smile.
So you don't smile. I see. Yeah, you know, I feel like this is many times tourists, for example, they will go someplace, maybe like when I was in Lao Cai and in Sapa or Baka or something like this, you know, tourists, they go to see the Hmong people, and they go to the markets, and the Hmong people wear very beautiful clothes.
Yeah.
And many times the tourists, you know, they will walk right up to the people and take their photo. And they won't even ask them, you know, they won't say, hey, is it okay if I take your photo? It's very rude, you know, to do this and inconsiderate, but you know,
Yes.
this is what tourists do many times, you know, this is people, they just want to take their photo. I don't think it's nice to take a photo of people who don't want their photo, or if you don't ask them, you know.
Yes. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Because it's so rude.
Very rude. You know, like I don't know. And why I don't know. It's very strange why people do this.
Yeah.
Okay, and Daisy, do you smile when people take your photo?
Yes, I do. You know,
I think you smile all the time, maybe. You like to smile, maybe.
yeah, you know, because I strongly believe that the smile in your face will spread the positiveness to other people who talk with you. So because I I believe that my face look better when I smile. So I always smile when people take pictures at me. And then I want people who sees my pictures also see I'm very positive and I'm happy.
Okay, and you are. What if people take your photo and they don't ask you? Maybe you are not happy.
Yeah, the problem is if they don't ask, how do I know that they want to take pictures of me and I smile? Just maybe I'm in a very normal moment in life, so I'm not sure that I will smile. But if they ask me, I will agree and I will smile.
Ah, I see. Maybe I would not agree. And I would not smile, maybe. Okay, Olivia, how about you?
Yes.
Do you smile when people take your photo?
Yes, I do.
You like to smile?
I will. Yes. I think I will have a nice picture.
You have a nice smile.
Every time people taking picture of me, I smile. I think after I have a nice picture.
And what about if do people ever try to take your photo without asking you?
Can you repeat?
Sure. So has anyone tried to take your photo before without asking you? So
yes.
they don't ask, they just take your photo.
Yes.
Nếu mà chị không đồng ý khi có người khác, nếu mà có một người khác mà muốn chụp hình mà không hỏi ý kiến chị trước ấy.
I don't chị biết trả lời sao?
I don't like.
Không cho phép.
I have. Yes. And I don't smile.
I see.
I don't smile.
Yeah.
I see. And can you recognize when people have a fake smile? When they don't really feel happy, but they smile? Can you recognize that?
Yes, I think I will recognize a fake smile.
I see. But how can you tell? How do you know?
How?
They don't. Maybe they don't seem happy.
Sao nhỉ Phương?
Giờ sao chị biết được là họ cười giả tạo ấy? How can you see?
I think I quan sát và làm sao ta?
Just see, just feel.
I see. Okay. And how about you, Kao? Can you recognize a fake smile?
Yes, it's quite difficult, but I think I can. I can recognize a fake smile. I think it could be a smile when someone feels bad or something is not good happen. Even though it could be a smile when you feel unsafe or unhappy.
I see. And do you ever do a fake smile?
Yeah, no, I think I can't do that.
I see.
Because I can't smile when I sad or I don't happy.
When you are not happy.
Yeah.
I see. And how about you, Viola?
Yes, I'm really not sure.
You're not sure?
However, yes. However, I think when we smile with all parts of face, especially with eyes. So I think we can recognize a fake smile through eyes, but I'm really not sure.
No, that's true. I read it on an article about that before, and when you do a real smile, like your eyes, they go such that on the side of your eye, the muscle in your face will change, and when you do a fake smile, it won't change. So it's true. The way your eyes look when you do a real smile, it's different than when the way your eyes look when you do a fake smile. So yeah, that's right. That's a good point that you make about the eyes and the muscles in your face. They change, you know?
Yes, I see.
And how about you, Daisy?
Yeah, I think it's very difficult to realize a fake smile. Just only when people feel shy or embarrassed or something, they smile very lightly and they can realize. But if they try to make a fake smile, I'm really not sure. Just when you don't feel anything, you smile, I think that's a fake smile.
I see. And maybe we'll talk now about a school that you went to before, and maybe like your favorite school. Can you tell us about your favorite school that you went to? Maybe when you were a child? Yeah, you can start.
Yeah, I would like to tell everyone about my secondary school. This is a very beautiful and big school in my town, and it is also well known about the education equality. Many people dream of learning in this school. Um, uh, they're not even famous in my town. It's very famous in the province, the province as well. So at that time, I got an exam and I have no idea how I can pass and have a seat at a special class. And then my parents, and me, and I felt very proud of myself. But when the first time I was in this class, and I feel really shocked because my friends, my teachers, and everything looked very modern, looked very beautiful, and my friend knew almost everything they knew, and I didn't know anything. So and I have to, it's the first time in my life I feel very difficult and very strange. But I still been with my class for 4 years, and with their kindness, my friends and my teachers, they helped me a lot. And then I learned from myself. I think that I was much better after that when I tried, and I think I used to feel I feel more confident about myself that I can be better, I can be very different. So that's and in my school, I really like in my school because they have a lot of equipment that you can learn physics, you can learn chemical, and then mix something and then create something different. So I feel very amazing about this, and it's helped me chemistry.
So you mean you can learn physics and chemistry,
Yeah.
and they have a lot of tools.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's very amazing for me at this time. So I learn about my school a lot.
I see. So also, when we talk about school and we talk about different subjects, many of the subjects in English, they come from Greek or Latin. So for example, if we say biology, right, this one, biology.
Yeah.
So ology is a Greek ending and it means the study of. So you have like ecology, right? So ology is the study of the eco, which is the environment, the ecosystem. It's the environment, the study of the environment, right? Biology, bio means life, right? Bio means life in ancient Greek. So biology means the study of life, right? So many subjects in school have the ending of ology, which just means the study of, right? And you also have like geology, right? Geology is the study of geo, and geo is Greek for earth. So when we talk about geology, we are talking about the study of the earth, right?
Yeah.
So you would see this a lot of times. And then we have psychology, right? Psychology is the study of the psyche. And psyche is the mind, right? So psychology is the study of the mind, right?
Yeah.
So that's just when you talk about school, a lot of times you'll talk about your favorite subject or what you like to study. And many times you will see words like this, like ecology, geology, biology, psychology. And the ology just means the study of. And many times in English, we use Greek and Latin, right? We use Greek and Latin language.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in history, Greek and Latin civilizations were very old civilizations. They were very old places, old people that really started everything in development. Yeah, when we developed it, we had the economy and writing and arts and history. It all came from the Western world, from the Greek and Latin people, right? So,
Greek?
huh?
Have you been Greek?
Yeah, I have been to Greece.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah, it's very nice to see so ancient Greece. So for example, we have democracy in the USA, right? Where people can vote for their government. Yeah. And this is a concept, this idea came from ancient Greece.
Wow.
Right? So many ideas in the Western world, in Europe and in the USA, come from ancient Greece and Old Latin. So just as I think it's the same in in Asia and in the Eastern world, I think a lot of ideas came from old Indian and Chinese civilizations. Old Indian and Chinese people had very big influence on everywhere in Asia and everywhere in Eastern society, even today. And so ancient China and ancient India is just like how ancient Greece and ancient Rome and Latin was for the West, right?
Yeah. We got a big influence from China.
Yeah, big influence. Just like in Vietnam, how you used to have the old Nôm letters when in writing, you know, in the history in Vietnam.
You know that?
Yeah, but I don't know Nôm. But I would like to learn Nôm. If I knew Vietnamese, I would maybe study Nôm. I was reading that there is a society of Nôm studies in Hanoi, where they learn about Nôm, and only, I guess it says that only maybe 100 people in the world know how to write and read Nôm, the Nôm character.
Why do you want to learn popular language? Like many people learn language because it's popular and useful.
I think to learn about ancient cultures and old style is very interesting, you know. So for example, I would like to visit Italy, where the ancient Romans were from, and they wrote in Latin language. And I think this would be interesting to read the old writings, because they wrote on the walls and on the big I guess you could say monuments. Yeah, they wrote in Latin. So when you go to visit these big things that are still there from 2,000 years ago, you can read Latin on the wall. You know, they carved it into the wall. They wrote into the wall. So I think it is fun to read old writings in the original language. Because, you know, many times when somebody translates the language, it is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember one time I wanted to read French poetry. Yeah, it was written in French. And so I bought a book, and there were 3 different English translations for each poem. So they had the original French poem, and then 3 different people wrote their translation of that one poem. And every person's translation was very different, very different. So I thought, wow, you know, like I don't even want to read the translation because it's so different. The only way to really know this poem is to know French and translate it myself. So in this way, if you want to learn about ancient culture and ancient writing, you have to learn the language, I think, and learn it yourself. So, you know, like many of the old stories in Vietnamese culture, like, you know, this one, The Tale of Q. You know this famous story? I think it's Tale of Q. Yeah, like I probably am not saying it right, but it's The Tale of Q.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, this story was written in Nôm. This was the original language is in Nôm. So when you read this story in Vietnamese, it's translated for you. You are not reading the original story. It is written in Nôm.
Yes, I don't. I never reading as by Nôm.
So is translated for you.
Really?
Yeah, it was written, I think, maybe in like 1700, and all the writing at this time was in Nôm. It was written on carved onto a box or something, the writing. So in Vietnam, maybe for 1,000 years, the writing was all in Nôm. So from maybe the year 1000 up to, I think, maybe like 1700 or 1800. It was all the writing in Vietnam was in Nôm. So anything written in this time period, it has to be translated from Nôm into Vietnamese language today. It has to be translated by somebody.
So
you can translate from Vietnamese to English.
No, I don't know how to do it, but
yeah,
well, I don't know, no, but I would need to learn Vietnamese language first, and then learn Nôm. But I think it would be fun to do. They have some books that people have written at the Society for Nôm Studies in Hanoi, where you can learn how to write Nôm.
I live in Hanoi, and someday I try to learn Nôm like you, because I love traditional culture of Vietnam.
I think it's very interesting. And you can learn to write it too, you know, with the brush, like the calligraphy. You get the paper and the brush, and you practice writing. Like they do in China and in Japan, you know, they practice the calligraphy, writing the character with the brush and the ink. You know, I think it's very fun. It's like an art, you know.
Yes. When I older than now, I will learn Nôm.
Yeah. If I stayed in Vietnam to teach, maybe do English teaching or something, and I continue to learn Vietnamese, I think this would be most interesting for me. If I learn Vietnamese language, I will then learn Nôm.
Yes.
Because I think it's fun to go to the temples and to go to old places in Vietnam, and you see the Nôm, and to be able to read the original Nôm. I think it would be fun.
Yes, thank you. I think it's rarely foreigner can like traditional Vietnamese like you. Special about Nôm letter when you see in temple in Vietnam.
Yeah.
I see many places in temple they write Nôm
into the wall.
Wall.
Yeah.
But I don't understand.
Yeah.
And I can't ask somebody to know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Like I said, on the website for the Society of Nôm Studies in Hanoi, they have an internet web page about Nôm.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And it says only 100 people in the world know it. So I'm very surprised that more people in Vietnam, when I first came here to Vietnam, and people have pictures in their homes and in hotels and stuff, and it's of the old Nôm writing. And I say, what does this mean? And they don't know.
Yes, we don't know. Special young people.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe about generation about 70 or 80 years old.
Yeah.
They can know. I know a teacher who teach my child he's 4 years old, and they can speak and write gnome.
Ah,
I will ask him about teaching
yeah.
for me.
I think it's fun, you know, to learn these old things. You know, like I appreciate this kind of thing because, you know, in the USA, we don't have it.
Yeah.
Because the USA is a very young country, right? It was founded maybe 250 years ago. You stopped using GNOME when the USA became a country.
Yes.
You know, so you were using GNOME for a long time. The US did not even exist when you were using GNOME, you know, and for like 1,000 years. And so it's not that long ago. It's not like you were using GNOME 3,000 years ago. It was only maybe 250 years ago they were using GNOME. So it's not that long ago, you know, and they used it for a long time, for like almost 1,000 years. So it's a big part of the history of the culture, Vietnam culture. I don't know.
Yes.
For me, it's interesting, but you know, we don't have time to learn everything. Yeah, this is what I mean. You know, there's not enough time to study all. You know, we have to choose what we
Yes.
want to learn.
Okay, maybe after 1 year I learn English.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's good to learn English first, and then and then you can, and then learn no maybe. Okay.
I think I'm gonna try to study English to read books in English. I hope so.
Yeah, I think it's good because there is a lot of information in the world online and rich good books for English and English language and good news. You know,
Yes.
I think it's very useful to know English. There's a lot of good news sources and yeah, you know, I think in many ways the English speaking world is very rich in culture and in arts because they have people have money, right, to do this. So in countries where people don't have money and they have to work a lot, yeah, they work all day in the fields and maybe to make their food. People don't have money, so they don't have time to do things like arts, to write books and to write stories. And there's not time, yeah, that you cannot do it. But in the English speaking world, many of the countries, after they make their economies are developed and they have more money, and so people that have time, they don't spend all of their day working in the field to produce food. You know, they have people who can spend time working on arts, so they can do painting and they can do write poetry and write books and think about these things. You know, this is why the ancient like Roman culture and everything in Italy, in ancient Rome, in Greece was interesting because they developed a lot of arts. Yeah, this was a time when most of the world people just had to spend all of their day trying to live, yeah, trying to make food, yeah. But ancient Rome and Greece, this is one thing I think these people were very proud of, because they would go to other places in the world and see that people did not have the arts like this, right? People had to spend all of their time and their life just trying to live, trying to have food to survive. So the Romans and Greeks, they thought they had a very high culture because they had arts, right? And they feel they could go to other places and no other people did not have this. So the ancient Romans and Greeks, they would think of other people as being like not educated, not smart, not like sophisticated, because they did not have the arts, because the people did not have time. So yeah, it's interesting to understand how arts develop in a society, you know, and
Yes,
it tends to go with people who have money, because they have time then to do this, to think about arts. People that don't have money, they don't have time. They cannot do it, you know. They can't write books. You have to go to make food.
Yeah. When people don't think about the money, when they have enough money to live, they can think about art and reading book or write book.
Yeah.
Because they don't make money more to live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is nice when people can do this, because then they can really explore their mind, you know. They develop their mind. You have real time to be creative and to think, to use your mind to think about everything, you know. And it's a very special thing when people can do this. And it's sad that many people in the world, they cannot live like this, right? Many people don't have time to write books, you know. And think about all of the beautiful books and the beautiful art and everything that could be produced, that could be made in today's world, but people don't have time. They never have the opportunity to do it, you know. Because they have to just try to live and survive, or they don't have education, you know, too, right? Many times in poor places, people they don't have good education. And many places in the world, like women, for example, many times women are not, they don't stay in school. They have to go home to work with the family, to work in the field, and this kind of thing. This is like this in Nepal, for example. You know, when I visited Nepal, it's near India. Do you know Nepal, with the Himalaya mountains?
Nepal?
It's by this is Nepal.
Did you climb Everest?
It's by India, yeah. But many of the young girls that I would meet, they did not know English. But many of the young boys did know English. And I thought, well, why is this? You know, why do the boys know English, but the girls don't know English? And many times the family will take the girl from the school, and the girl will not go to school anymore. She will stay home to help the family, you know, with the food, you know, with the farm, with agriculture. And the boy will stay in school. So the boy knows English and the girl does not, because she does not stay in school.
The poor girls in Nepal.
Yeah. So many times it is like this because of the culture. So this is also an interesting thing, right? You will not have many arts, you will not have many books and rich culture like in art if people don't have education, right? Because they cannot read, or they don't know the languages, or, you know, because they don't get good education.
Yes, I know in Vietnam, when when grandmother leave, and I think it's like that. The girls don't come to school.
Yeah.
Only boy can come to learn, come to study. Just like grandmother she's about 18 years ago. 18 years ago in Vietnam, like that.
Yeah. So you know, this is a lot of people. They will never have a chance to write a nice book, or to write stories, or to create many things, because they don't have the education to do it, you know.
Yes, I know.
So
yes, some people don't come to school, but they can write book or like poem, but I think it's rarely.
Yeah, very few.
Yes, very few.
So this is what's interesting about learning English, is that you have a lot of books and a lot of arts, because in the English-speaking world, people have more money to be able to develop art. So you have a lot of arts in the English language, you know.
Yes.
And they develop art too in other places, of course, you know, like there is arts in Vietnam and everything, but I think people don't have as much time or freedom to create art. Maybe not as many people can do this in Vietnam, because not as much money and people have to work.
Yes, I think not only they have not money and have time, and maybe you must greedy. You must work hard, and like us, we will wake up. We must wake up at 5 a.m. every morning, and I think don't every people can do this. About half of us in this course don't continue this course because I think they are lazy, not enough money, not only money or time.
I see. Yeah, you have to really want to do it, you know, to learn. And it's good because, you know, I think it is good to know. It will help you to learn many things after, you know. So it's fun. Yeah. So maybe Viola, you can tell us about your favorite school. Where did you like to go to school?
I want to tell you about my primary school. My primary school was built in the land of church. So I used to go to the church and looking through a hole in the window. Sometimes I saw wedding ceremonies and funerals. I saw that the funerals in church happened silently, not too noisy like the others I saw on the roads. So amazing. I'm so surprised when someone told me they didn't die. They just flew to the heaven. Yes, and another thing I can remember about my primary school was there were a lot of food sold in school yard, and I didn't have money to buy them, and I used to wish I had a lot of money to buy all of them.
So you went to a Christian school?
Yeah.
You went to a Christian primary school? It was a religious school? It was a religious school you went to?
Don't understand.
So let me see. So religious? It was religious school,
no,
Christian
because
school?
because no, because my district didn't have land to build a school, so they borrow a land of church.
Oh, I see. So you learned a little bit from the church, about the church.
No, I don't know.
Well, you were saying that you learned that like when people die, they fly up into the sky. they
Yes.
go to heaven. So you learned about this in school.
I learned the thing I learned from my primary school was Spanish.
Oh, I see.
Yes. When I was a child, I didn't study well. So I didn't want to go to school.
I see.
But my teacher just liked the student people studied well. Although when they made a mistake, my teachers were still nice to them. But when others made a mistake, she was angry with them.
I see. And what was your favorite thing to study when you were younger?
Yes, I didn't want to study
Nothing.
Yes, and my mother always my mother wanted me to study well. So I tried to study well, but
see.
I don't like.
You didn't like it.
I just studied well. When I went to high school.
I see.
For passing exam.
And what did you like to study in school, in high school? Did you like to study something in high school or just pass the exam? You didn't like anything, you just want to pass the exam?
Yes, I just study for passing exam.
I see.
Yes, some things I like in high school was I have close friend, not for studying.
I see. And do you still have your friends from high school? Do you talk to them still or no?
I have 7. My group has 7 members.
Your high school
they
group?
Are girls. Yes.
I see.
They are girls, not boys.
And not boys. And
yes.
you still talk to them? You are still friends?
Yes. You didn't see. You don't see you don't see frequently, but we always talk through messenger.
I understand. Okay. And how about Olivia? Can you tell us about your favorite school?
Yes. The school makes me feel so impressive. It's my high school in hometown. When I was a kid, I saw brothers. I saw older brother and sister in a study in a bigger school. I dreamed of it. People told me that the entrance test of this school was very difficult, so I passed it. I met my wonderful literature teacher. She not only taught me the subject, so also many beautiful in life. My classmates are extremely cute and studious. Had a great time there. Now we sometimes meet and talk about the older days in my school. All of this is a great imprint in my life.
And what was your favorite thing to study? Did you have a favorite course or a favorite class in school? Maybe you like to learn about history, or you like to learn about math, or
Yes.
what was your favorite?
Môn học yêu thích phải không?
Là cái gì chị thích của
I like literature.
Vietnamese literature.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's great. Okay. And how about you, Daisy? Can you tell us about your school?
Actually, I told you already.
But about your favorite subject?
Yeah, I like my favorite subject is math, because when I try to the answer, I feel very excited. I feel very, like very excited.
Excited?
Yeah, I feel very excited to figure out how to solve the math. Yeah, I feel very excited to learn.
And so did you study after? This is your favorite subject in primary school or secondary school?
It's my favorite subject in secondary school and high school.
I see. And you are going to school now?
Not, I go to work already.
Oh, I see. Okay, very good. I guess my favorite subject was economics. I studied economics, yeah, about the economy. I studied economics and mathematics.
Yeah.
So I like mathematics also. It's very fun.
I learned about money. I learned about at banking university, and I work in the bank. So economics is very useful.
You work in a bank now?
Yes.
I worked also in this business before in New York. I worked at the big banks in New York.
What bank?
I worked at the Federal Reserve in New York. It's like the big
it's amazing.
The central bank, you know, like with Wall Street and everything. Yeah, it's very. I did this type of work for maybe like 7 years, and then I traded for my own account. So you can trade currencies and bonds and stocks and oil and gold and all of this. You can trade. So I did this for some time, maybe like 3 years. And then I decided to travel. I wanted to learn about farming and learn about raising animals.
Yeah.
So I did this for some time. Yeah, and I still traveling now. So I didn't like sitting in the office building all day, every day.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a very nice life. You can make a lot of money, but you spend all of your life doing it, yeah? So I thought maybe I would be happier doing other things. So it was a good experience in life.
Yes.
But I felt like it was nice to make a change and to do other things too. So that's what I did, and I'm very happy to make the change. Yeah.
Yes, you make a great choice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Great.
So let's see. What else can we? I think we covered all of our homework topic. And I think in some of the homeworks, a lot of times people that when I read different papers from the students, many times our papers they will begin a sentence with like so or but or and or because. And in general, you don't want to begin your sentences with these words, right? So when I say a sentence like this, right, maybe I will say, because I wanted money, right? You can say something like this, but you generally wouldn't start your sentence like this, because you have, because like connects two ideas, or you say and connects two ideas, or so is like connecting ideas. So when you say and, like yesterday I went to the store, yesterday I went to Yania, and I went to the grocery store, right? So I'm saying like two things. Yesterday I went to Yania and I went to the store. But it doesn't make sense if I start my sentence saying, and I went to the store. Does it? I mean, you have to say, well, what do you mean? Like, and you went to the store, but what about before? You know, like there are different ideas. You use and to join two ideas together. So like we wake up at 5 a.m. and we study English. I don't just say, and we study English, right? So when you write a sentence that says, and I did this, well, but when you say and, you have like two ideas together. And so what is your other idea? You can't just say, and I went to town yesterday. Well, what else did you do? Like, why? You can for the most part always just say the sentence. So if I write like this, right? If I say, and I went to town yesterday, yeah, I can just say it like this. I can just say, I went to town yesterday, right? I don't need to say, and. I don't need to write and. I can just say, I went to town yesterday, right? Now, if I want to say, well, what did I do in town? So I want to make other thoughts. I can say, I went to town yesterday and I had lunch with my friend. See, I went to town yesterday and, so I have two ideas, right? Two ideas. I went to town is one idea, and having lunch with my friend is the other idea. And I connect these ideas using the word and. So one idea and one idea, and I put them together using and. So it doesn't make sense if I just write this sentence like this. If I just say, and I had lunch with my friend. Like, well, what do you mean and? There has to be another idea, right?
Yeah, I know. We can use and to connect two sentences.
Yeah, exactly. Or because, like, because is also this same kind of idea. Like, I went to the doctor today because I was not feeling well. Okay. So I can't just write the sentence because I was not feeling well.
Yeah.
Like, well, what do you mean? Like, because? Why do you say because? Like, what is the other part of your sentence? What is the other, you know, that you're telling me? Or many times,
not using because at the beginning of sentence.
Yeah, never.
Yes, I see.
Never and, but, so, because.
Yeah.
At the beginning. Yeah. You only use these words to connect two sentences. Like, I can say, I felt tired, so I went to bed. Right? You take I was tired and I went to bed, and I put them together. I was tired, so I went to bed. But I can't just say, so I went to bed. Like, it doesn't make sense. Where's the, you need the other part, the other the other piece.
Yes, I know.
Now, if we are doing a text message, if I'm writing you in texting, you know, like maybe I'm writing Daisy a text message, right? And I say to Daisy, I say, so how was your day, Daisy? Right? I can say this in a text message because it is not a paper. It's not formal. It's like we are talking together. So it's casual, right? Informal, right? So I can say, so Daisy, how was your day? Like, it's casual. But if I am writing a paper, then I want it to be more formal. So I will not write like that. I would say, how was your day? Right? So I think that what happens is people many times write their paper like they are writing a text message. Yeah? And you can't do that. You have to know that what is the language you use in a text message is the different language than you use in a paper. And too many people I think they don't understand the difference. So if you're going to write to a business or something like this, or you're going to write to your government, then you have to write in a certain way. You have to write a formal style. If you're going to write your friend in a text message, you can write in an informal style. You know, if I write to the government, I say, good morning, right? This is kind of more formal. But if I write to my friend, I say, hey, I say like this. Hey, what's up? You know, is a different language, is a different style.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you can guide for us about grammar or a tip to learn better.
Yeah, I will send you other exercises and practice.
We will practice writing formal and informal. When I writing, I always use formal, and when speaking, I can use informal. Is that right?
You can use informal if you're speaking like to us in the class. Yeah. But you would use more formal if you are speaking to a business or to the government.
In this job. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But I don't think many people understand the difference. So there is a difference. And so it's good to practice formal. And so when we like, if I'm writing a text message, I could say like, so I had a bad day, like this. And then you say, oh, well, what happened, you know? So I can write the sentence, they say, so I had a bad day, and how are you? Or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And how are you doing? How are you doing now? Like I can write something like this, but I don't write like this in my paper. So I think it just takes some practice, and we will keep practicing, and I will show you these things. And when you read when you read your papers and you see my suggestions that I give to you, also read the other papers from the other students in the group, and read about their my suggestions to them also, and try to learn this way.
May I ask you about I think the first lesson they can tell about group. We can use Google Translate, Google Recorder to speaking, but Miss Hằng say we should writing in Vietnamese and translate in English. So I don't know how to do how is right the way how is right way to learn.
Which is the right way?
I think ultimately the best way is what you feel works best for you. Yeah. And I don't, you know, everybody learns differently. You know, some people learn better with one style, other people better with a different style. So I can't tell you. I think if you write in Vietnamese, I don't like that style. I think it's not a good style for you to write in Vietnamese. We are learning English, and you should be thinking in English and writing in English, and you should not be using Vietnamese at all. Okay? And you should write very simple sentences. Don't use words that you do not know. If you do not, if you use a word like occupation or vitality in your paper, then when I ask you what this means, you should know what that word means. If you do not know what that word means, then you should not write that in your paper.
Yeah, I know. Thank you. I will choose my way. I can choose my ways.
Yeah, and if you know, you can use a translator. If you do use the translator to learn a word, maybe you think in your mind like, oh, I want to write this in my paper, but I don't know this word. So you write it in Vietnamese, the word, not the whole sentence or the whole paper, just the word that you need. You write this word in Vietnamese, and then you put it in the translator and you get the English word. Then what I would do is write maybe 4 or 5 sentences in English using that word, and be sure that you understand and you now learn the word. Because if you just put the word in the translator and you write your sentence like that, you're probably not going to learn that word. You're probably not going to remember it. So next time you will think about it again, and you will use the translator again, and you will not learn. So if you use a word that you don't know, write 4 or 5 sentences in English using that word, and be sure that you know. And if you don't know, or you have questions, or you want me to check to make sure that you're doing it right, then you should send me the work, your message, or your sentences, and I will make sure that you're using the word right. And then
Yeah,
I
I got it.
Next time, I think you will remember, and you will know how to use this word. You will learn this word. I think for me, this is my suggestion to you. You know, if she has a different way, then you know you can choose which way you think is best for you.
Yes.
Because
I got this.
that's all we're trying to do is help you learn as fast as you can learn, and as good as you can learn, and effective. Yeah, fast and effective. So that's it. However you can do this is great.
Yes, it's great.
So okay, so I will. I think we're out of time now. We can eat breakfast now, and
yes,
I will post this video of our group discussion later, and I will read your papers, and I will make some suggestions to your papers. And when you have time, try to read all of the papers, all of your papers, and understand everything.
Yes.
And if you have questions or would like to write other practice sentences or papers or whatever, if you have time, then you should feel like you can send this to me, and I will read it.
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay, so have a good day. I will put this up shortly, the video, and then I will begin to read the papers later this morning, and you can find them. The changes will be in the papers. You know, I will make suggestions.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and
Okay.
goodbye.
Thank you.
Goodbye. See you next time.